Good evening and welcome to our DSD Hangout. This is where you're going to get all the information about how this opportunity can make you the kind of money you want for your Christmas to make it a better Christmas this year than you've had before. So what we do on this Hangout, we're going to teach you about DS Domination. DS Domination is a training platform that's going to teach you how to make money on eBay and on Amazon. So very... No, it hasn't gone. Okay. I thought my sound was going to trip there. Good evening. Yeah, it welcome to our DSD Hangout. There you go, it's gone. Right, Google Hangouts always does that. Anyway, so yeah, DS Domination is a training platform. It teaches you all you need to know about how to list stuff on eBay, make your listing the most effective listing out there, so that you rank really high in the search engine on eBay. And then when people type in garden bench, for instance, it comes up with your listing. So you know, there's so many different techniques in that. And our team in the UK is having so much success in that because we're working together, collaborating the knowledge. And if you're out there, you know, looking for some resources, there are groups available for you to join. So you can get into it's called DSD Official. Is one of the open groups that you can get into. I think you've got to provide a screenshot for that, but once you're a member of DS Domination, basically ask anybody that comes onto these Hangouts for a link, and we will get you started in the right way, get you plugged into the right information with the right people that are so supportive, and they only want to see you succeed in your business. So Rick, you know, we've got the support groups for people. What's another, you know, a little bit more about DS Domination for somebody that's totally brand new, they don't know anything about it? What's DS Domination all about?
It's about e-commerce. It's developing your own. It's a training platform that teaches you how to start your own e-commerce business from sort of right at the bottom and scale it up, really. Yeah, depending, it's very newbie friendly, and it doesn't involve any sponsoring and recruiting unless you choose to do that, which is, I think, very appealing for a lot of people who are fresh to this kind of online income opportunity style stuff. Most of the time, you know, you're always encouraged to do the whole recruiting thing, but this is a training platform that you can join and pay a monthly subscription to join, which is the price of a large pizza, basically, 12 quid, which you can't really go wrong. And you can get earning money just with the training within a matter of days.
Yeah. So if you're on this this page here, you will more than likely see a video screen like this. Well, it's probably as big as this, actually. Anyway, you'll see the video screen. Underneath, you'll see some text there. Underneath that, you'll see a comment section. I want to just make sure that we've got that working tonight, because we have problems with this this app. But let's just get it rolling. So if you're in the house, tell me you're in the house. Just leave a little comment down there. We always love your feedback there. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, then, you know, feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them. Links and things like that, then we'll try and give you them in due course as well. But Rick goes flat out on that texting like this. He's typing his best.
Yeah, I monitor it with my iPad, guys. So if you wonder what I'm doing or what I'm looking, I'm not texting anyone. I'm trying to answer your questions and sort of saying hello to you all. So.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Because I can't do two things at once. It's hard enough controlling this thing, let alone trying to type back to people and then try and keep the conversation. I get lost. Anyway, so get them comments in. Have we got comments so far coming through?
Absolutely, yep. Hi to David Cleve, Rachel Hall. I'm actually just kind of saying hello to them myself via text. But yeah, we've got quite a few people on already. So yes.
Good. Okay. So Yeah, DS Domination is this training platform. It is evolving, all the time. eBay is changing, Amazon is changing their terms of service, their policies, all these sort of things. So to keep up to date with the best information, you need to get the best information from people in the know. Now, the person that we are listening to and learning from is a guy called Roger Langell. And Roger does an excellent job at keeping us informed. Every single week he's doing a live presentation, and he's constantly updating things. So the live presentations that he does, there was one last night, and that gave you a whole overview of DS Domination from him. Let me just tell you a bit about Roger Langell. He's a titanium power seller on eBay, and he did this for 10 years. I think it was 10 years, and he was doing between 1.2 and 1.8 million dollars in turnover on eBay. Yeah, selling stuff, drop shipping. So, Rick, let's touch on what is drop shipping, because it's DS Domination. It's called drop ship domination. What is drop shipping for anyone that doesn't know that?
All right. Well, drop shipping, it's been around for a while. Even a few people who've joined DS who I've spoken to didn't realise. They thought it was a new concept. But no, DS Domination has brought it to the surface and is now sort of teaching people how to do it. And drop shipping is basically where you sell an item, you list an item, for example, on eBay. You list an item, and then when the item is bought, you go and source the item, having previously done the relative research previous. You go and purchase the item at a lower cost and then have it sent directly to that customer, never touching the item yourself. You're using the customer's money they've just paid you, so you can then use that money to purchase the item, have it sent directly to the customer, and you collect the profits.
So some people have, I think, anxiety issues about doing this sort of stuff, but they don't realise that one real sort of funny comment I got was, well, I don't do that. I don't believe in drop shipping. I buy all my stuff from the store. And you just think, hang on a minute. So if you don't make the stuff, you're actually buying it from China. China made the stuff, your jumper, your whatever it is, it's all made over there. They go through, they make it for, let's say, £1, and then that pound suddenly becomes £60 when you get it from the shop, because of all the processors, because all the people that have, put their bit on and put their bit on, and it's all gone up the chain, and that's e-commerce. That's how it works. So there shouldn't be any panic over what's happening. So we're just providing an online service for people to go out there and buy items. So that's the way it goes. That's e-commerce for you. We've got Kevin Wilkes in the house. How are you doing, Kevin?
All right, thank you for the lovely invite.
Oh, that's all right, mate. We were having a nice time before you. I mean, it's nice to have you with us.
Shall I screenshot what you sent to me, or should I just tell everybody?
What did I send to you?
Come and join us now.
Are you sure that was me?
Yeah, well, unless your name's changed from Stephen Hales to something else, it was definitely. So what lovely! Your grammar is so good. How could I possibly say no?
Ah, it's all about people skills, Kevin. Let's touch on the events that happened. I was just about to go into that. The event this weekend was at Southend-on-Sea. We had a really good time with a lot of people there that turned up for, to look at the business from brand new point of view, and there were people there that were already in DS Domination, current members that just wanted more information. I think that a lot of people went away from that event with a load of information, a lot of inspiration. They wanted to hit their business, really hard with the new information that they'd gained, and it was nice for the leaders to or members to get up there and share all the information so freely with everybody else. So, is that you, Rick? That was very loud. Sorry.
Or tapping.
Yeah.
Is he picking up? I do apologise. I'll take my little. I'll do my typing somewhere else.
That's all right. Go on then, Kevin. The event. Tell us about what happened at the event and what the events are for, really.
Do you mind if I say hello to Rick first? Is that right?
Yeah, that's all right.
Hello, Rick.
Hello, Kevin. Sorry, I muted myself. I was being told off. How are you, sir?
Yeah, very well. He's a control freak, isn't he? He's ordered me on here, and then he wouldn't let me say hello to you. Oh, nice to see you, mate. Anyhow, you've got your internet back now, have you?
So again?
You've got your internet back now, have you?
I'm actually over at my brother's house at the moment, so yeah, it's kind of back, but I'm just waiting for router to arrive. So yes.
It's not a mother's meeting. Come on.
I know. Sorry, I just.
Blimey.
Very laid back here, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, the event. Gosh, I mean, it was quite a dash. I mean, it's I know people find it difficult, but to get to events, but it was a 2.5 hour drive for me from Oxford to Southend around the M25. It's a fair old way, and I've got to be honest. I got up Saturday morning. I thought, oh God, my son dropped it on me in the last minute. He was going out to a party on Friday night because I had intended on going down on Friday and being there Saturday morning. Well, my son's 18, and I've never seen him worse for wear, so I thought I need to be in just in case. So I decided to leave in the morning. Arrived pretty much last minute. Head was spinning with all sorts of stuff, and I thought, oh God, this might be a bit difficult today because I'm not quite on the ball. But I have to say, I thought it was a great success. I really did. I thought it was tremendous. We get the usual start, and we do have to cover the basics because we've got people there who've never looked at DS domination before, so we've got to do that. And then we've got guys who are more experienced who want some training. They want some more information from the events. We look every time to try and give them something new, something to come away with that feels like it's been good value, it's been worth the effort, because it's I mean, we charge a tenner for a seat for members, and most of the time that just about covers the room. This isn't a major profit exercise. The baby's just coming down. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's not a major profit exercise. The exercise is really to get around the country and meet fellow members and just give some input into people, for get some stuff out of it for them from training and so on. And Saturday was pleasantly good, which is hard to explain, but because of the way I arrived late, and we weren't. I'm thinking, crikey, we're not going to be on the ball here. We really were on the ball, I thought, and I thought the people in the ring got some real good stuff. They saw the first preview of the handout DVD. And everybody was extremely impressed with that, to the point that I said, guys, if you want them, you need to place some orders, because we can't order them until we've got an order for 500. And you probably can't see that clearly, but that sheet there, that was on the day. That's an order for 200 DVDs amongst the people who are in the room. So we've got orders for about 220. We do need to get to 500 to place an order, or thereabouts, but we'll be marketing those in the group soon for people to use as a promotional tool. The DVD I thought is brilliant for anybody who comes into this business and is looking at the recruiting side, which I know we're all very aware that a lot of people find it very difficult to recruit. They find it very difficult to approach people. You need to give them the tools to make it as comfortable as possible, and that is just a DVD you hand across to somebody. It's so simple. So we're looking at getting that published soon. And where are we now?
Some people like doing that type of thing, don't they? Some people they don't like internet marketing, and they've always been old school network marketers. So to give them the tool, it's a worthwhile thing to do, isn't it, for them?
Yeah, I think we're all different, aren't we? We've all got different skills. Some people are internet marketers. Rick, I think, is more au fait with the internet side when he's got internet. But he's more au fait with that side of things, sits more comfortably with it. I'm more comfortable with going up to somebody with a DVD and having a quick chat with them. I don't know what your comfort zone is, Stephen. Probably a bit of each, I think, from what I've seen. Um, so if you give everybody all the tools that they need, then when DS reaches its sort of, I mean, a lot of people don't realise we're still kind of in pre-launch. You know, we've been going a while, but it is a DS domination. The platforms are, they could be a very, very complicated animal, a very complicated animal. And what Hitesh does is he spends a lot of time trying to make that complicated animal really simple. You know, but because it's technical, it's online, it takes time to do that. There are systems still coming, still being worked on. I can categorically tell you that there will be a UK Insights, which will be fully operational, up and running. I can confirm that. I can also tell you there will be 100% a UK Supremacy, you know, which is focused sort of UK's this side of the water. Those are things that are being worked on at the moment, and they will come. They absolutely will come, and it will, as one of our guys once said, it'll get to the point where you just have to switch on your laptop and it will start making money for you. And it won't be far away.
Yeah, I mean, he works
But
tirelessly on the business, doesn't he, Hitesh? So, for people that don't know, we've got three main leaders in DS domination. There's Roger Langell, who's the eBay titanium power seller. There's Hitesh, who is the master genius programmer. He can do anything, create any system. He's just unbelievable. And then we've got Kevin Hagwana, who is the internet marketer. He's an affiliate marketer. He's made lots of money online doing that, and then he's put his marketing skills into DS domination. So no matter what angle you want to come into DS domination, if you want to make an extra $20, £20, whatever, you know, you can do that. But if you want to really go for it with affiliate marketing, getting a load of people involved in this opportunity, then there's that as well for you. So there's so many different angles, but you've got the support all the way through, and you've got the top level training all the way through as well. So it's really all-encompassing, is what I'm saying. Rick, have we got questions on that? Have we got questions on the chat box? Do we need to refer back to them at this stage?
Well, I mean, I've just answered one, but yeah, there's Vashon was just asking, really, I suppose it's to Kevin, is where can he order the DVDs? And I just said to contact Kevin directly at the moment, but I'm guessing they'll be rolled out soon.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, we can't do that. I'd say we could play some of it now if we did a screen share, because Steve could probably show a bit of it. But it is 10 minutes long, so we probably don't want to take up 10 minutes. Yeah, at the moment, the plan is actually we're creating an online shop. Well, no, we've already created the online shop. We haven't really pushed it out there, but the shop's got T-shirts and mouse mats and these DVDs. We're still kind of working out how to do it, because anybody in DS domination might have a really good product they want to sell, you know, which is of advantage to people. And we're kind of thinking that if we create a shop whereby anybody, whoever you are, if you've got a product you want to sell, you can put it into this one shop, basically, and then ship the stuff to us, because we can control that, or maybe we do it another way where we can do it through a PayPal link to you, where people can go to this one shop and just buy those products, and then it will be arranged to be drop shipped from the person who holds the product. So, for instance, I mean, you guys are more technical than me, but for instance, at the moment, Shelley and I have got the T-shirts, the mouse mats, and the DVDs. But if somebody else comes along and they've got a different brand of T-shirt, or they've got, I don't know, what can you think of, something else, or flyers, maybe leaflets, and they want to add those to it and sell them, and If they make a few quid, good luck to them, because this is business, guys. Let's remember this at the end of the day. You know, it's good to be friendly, but it is business at the end of the day. So if anybody wants to put something in and they make a few quid, then they can do that. But if we put it into this one particular point, we're not flitting around everywhere wondering where do you go to buy this stuff. And then I was thinking that what we could do is put a banner at the top of the groups, and the banner at the top of the groups is the link to the shop. People type that in their browser, they go in, they order, and like I say, let's say we've got our 3 items in there, and say Rick's got his brand of T-shirts. Somebody clicks they want to buy Rick's brand of T-shirts, they'll pay Rick through PayPal, and Rick will arrange for the delivery. Or if they buy our item, same sort of thing. But I'm sure technically we can put that together. Right, that's a really long answer for a very short question. So to the gentleman who asked, just contact me at the moment. Friend me on Facebook if we're not friends already, and I can actually show you a preview, which you won't be able to copy because it's got preview written all over it. But I can show you a quick preview, and then you can decide how many you want. And effectively, we haven't taken any money off anybody because we haven't finally worked out the price. But we're aiming for around about £1 each for the DVDs. They're costing 60 pence to make. We've got to get a cover for them, and obviously they've got to be shipped. So, you know, aiming around about that. So I would say no more than £1.50. That will be tops. And we want them to go out in packs of 10, essentially. So, you know, sounds pretty reasonable for a good.
Yeah. So I think. Yeah, well, that's good. You know, people want to get hold of that resource, so get in touch in the groups. You'll see Kevin in there. If you're not in the groups, get in touch with us, and we can get you into the groups, and then you can get in touch that way. And you know, the more of these that circulate, the cheaper they become. You know, and we can expand on that as well, can't we?
Yeah, importantly, I mean, I know there's a few guys out there who are going to see the DVD and they're going to think, right, I'm just going to buy one pack, and then I'll start. I mean, if you want to cut your own, that's not really a problem, to be honest. We're not concerned about that because this isn't a profit. The DVDs are not a profit-making exercise. You know, there might be a couple of pounds left or £1, but that's hardly going to pay for my next car. You know, those are just admin costs, really, if you like. So you can copy them, but what's really important with these is once you've got hold of them, we do not want you to send them out on a URL. We just don't want that because the whole point of them is that you hand them over. If they go out on a URL on the internet, you're going to defeat the object of them. You'll totally devalue their purpose. They won't work. You know, it works. It's a one-on-one tool, this, definitely. I think we had that discussion on Saturday, Steve, didn't we, really?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah, that's good. So. Go on,
so
Rick.
we got new guys on here looking at the business for the first time, I assume.
Yeah, that's it. We've got, you know, DS Domination. We've introduced it at the start there, and we've got what is drop shipping and what is e-commerce, and how is DS Domination the, you know, trading platform. Do you want to expand on any more of DS Domination? What people are getting for their money? $20 to get in?
Has it gone up, has it?
19.95 then, okay.
What are you getting for $20? God Almighty.
Is it worth $20?
No, definitely not. Absolutely not. I'd say $250 easily. You know, it's just. Okay. We could come on here and we could do the sales hype and all the rest of it. We don't do that, you know, as people. The people in this organisation don't do it. We can build things up and ask for stupid amounts of money and so on. It's worth more than $20, and the reason it's worth more than $20 is because I've set up. I tell you what, you guys probably don't know this. My first business venture was market trading, which may not come as a surprise because he thinks I'm as common as muck.
Who?
That's not an insult to market traders, by the way. That's just what Rick thinks of me. Yeah, my first business was market trading. So I have got retail experience of my own. And I started off with an 8-foot market stall. And I've always had a fascination for electronics. What I find fascinating about electronics is what it can do, and you just can't see it. You can bloody well feel it, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just think it's incredibly clever. This thing you can't see can do so much. I've always been fascinated by it. So my first real business venture was market trading, selling electrical goods. So in those days it was Sony Walkmans, you might remember, and that sort of thing. And I started off with an 8-foot stall. I found my local wholesaler, and I went there. I probably spent about, in fact, I can remember the first stall. There was about 10 items on it, and I probably spent £100, which in those days would have been 2 weeks' wages, I should think. Put them on the market stall, and I sold them. I probably took in, say, £150. I went back to the warehouse. Actually, I can tell you the name of the warehouse. They don't exist anymore. It's Baker's. It used to be in Witney in Oxfordshire, but they actually don't exist anymore. If you want to check them out online. And I went back to Baker's, and I spent my whole £150 restocking. Went and sold that lot and got it up to sort of £220, whatever. The maths isn't going to work out here. And I went back and did my stall again, and I filled it up again, and I sold a fair bit. Then I went back again and spent all my profit. All the time I was doing this, I wasn't putting any money in my pocket. I was just reinvesting everything I sold back into the stock, because I wanted a market stall to be proud of. Being as I've got a bit of an OCD on doing everything over the top, I kept going until I had the biggest market stall on the market with electrical goods. And it was 24 foot by 24 foot. We were packed out with absolutely everything. And, you know, on reflection, we came up to Christmas, a really good Christmas. And then I remember sort of coming away from the market stall and bouncing off the ceilings. We'd made about £2,500, which then was a lot of money. And I actually used the money as a deposit on my first property, believe it or not. But what dawns on me now is it probably took me a year, at least a year, to get to that point where I could make £2,000. You know, prior to that, I was making small amounts of money, maybe, you know, paid for the coffees and burgers at the market store, but I was working my socks off. But what I did was I kept reinvesting in the business, and it took me a year till I got to the point where I actually took a really reasonable amount of money out. The beauty of DS domination is you're more or less doing that process. It's more or less that process, but you haven't got to keep buying that stock. You know, if you make a profit, if you made that £50 I made on my first venture into market trading, you can put that £50 in your pocket. You don't need to go back and buy more stock. With DS domination, you can get as much stock as you like anyhow. Obviously, subject to a few eBay limits when you start out and that sort of thing. And that's the beauty of it. It's such a simple system for $20 a month in comparison to my market stall venture and all that. And I run a vehicle, by the way, in all that. It's an absolute snip. It's a business on a plate for £12.30, isn't it? A month. I must say it's a month, but peanuts. And it's being improved all the time. You know, it's being automated all the time. Yeah. So no, it's not worth the money.
Was that one of them other long answers for this little question? We can always rely on you for that, though, can't we? We know what we're going to get.
You only bring me on when you haven't got anything else to say.
How did you know that? Okay.
We need to fill up the hangout. Get Kevin on quick.
Quick, wheel him on. We love having the leaders of the UK on here. You know, it's people that are breaking the boundaries, putting their effort in to make it easier for everybody in the UK to succeed. You know, there's a lot of things going on in the UK, and this is a really good time to focus together, get together at these events, and you know, the events are really good to learn from each other's experiences and to get the snippets of little bits of advice that you would sort of miss in the training, or just brush over. This is a really good way to do it, is by getting to the events and learning from these people. I just saw there we got Vashon on there. It's good to see you with us, because this was a guy I sort of met online quite a while ago now, and he's in the UK, and he's just joined forces with us all in our UK groups, and I hope to see you at an event sometime soon. We got Jake in from Oxford. He was just messaging me before the event, so that's good. And I'll speak to you later. Joy, nice to see you, Joy.
Jake's in Oxford, is he?
Yeah.
Well, we've just I've just put a post in the groups. Jake will be quite pleased. Just put a post in the group for the Christmas party. The Christmas party is being held in Oxfordshire, so not far away from Jake, in Drayton, near Abingdon. So I know that it's kind of central country. So if you look in the groups, I don't know if Rick's seen it yet or whether you've seen it yet, but I've put a post up with the whole format on there of what we're proposing. It is a Christmas party, but we intend to combine it with some training. You've got a couple of options. So it's at a local golf club. So there's golf in the morning, and Shelley's going to be. We've already done it. We've found a spa locally that people can go and do that. So you've got a choice of golf or going to the spa in the morning, and then the afternoon will be training. DS domination training, the usual thing, from 1 till about 6, and then 2 hours break, because obviously people will be getting a bit weary by now. 2 hours break just to chill out, have a buffet lunch and so on, and then from 8 until midnight, 1 o'clock, a Christmas party. So that's in the groups at the moment. I need some responses from people, because I've got to actually make a commitment and go and pay a deposit, and I don't want to go and pay a deposit for something that might only have 10 people there. But if people look in the groups, the details are in there of that now. Just need people to post on there and say they're interested or not.
Yeah, marvellous. So I think
Shall I mute myself so you can speak?
No, it's fine. So I was just welcoming people in, and we got Joy and Neil Spare. Good to see you at the weekend. See, these people make a lot of effort to get to events. They've been in network marketing for years, and they know the value of getting to an event and meeting people face to face. And it's lovely to sort of have a drink with these with all these people in there afterwards. And I think you get to really know people at that point. We've got David in the house as well. Welcome, David. So that's all. There you go. He's in Banbury.
That's not far away. David who? Not. I know.
Jake. Jake's in Banbury.
David Jason.
What? Jake.
Oh, Jake. Banbury's not.
Samuel said, "Oh wow, you'll like this, Kevin." He said, "Awesome story, Kevin."
Awesome story.
I think he's your mate. He's your new best mate.
I think he's on the pop already. Samuel, easily pleased.
So let's.
You guys have spent a lot of time around me. I've never relayed that story ever. You've never heard that, have you?
No.
About the market, and it just literally just came to me. I mean, it was hard work. It really was. It was, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and driving to a market, putting the market stall up, first of all, and then basically building a shop in time for it to open at 10 o'clock. It took 4 or 5 hours. You're building a whole shop. So, this fantastic piece of cake.
Yeah.
I wish I'd known about this then, but that was when I was quite a bit younger, and I don't think we had computers then. In fact, I think TVs were still black and white before you said.
But there's a lot of people, that have been in regular shops as well. We touched on this at the event, didn't we? How many people have had a regular shop, and the response is that we lost. How much was it? 150,000. Somebody said.
Yeah.
just incredible stories from people that try and open a business and they put in all their effort, all their money, and then they go and find some more money and put all that in as well, and then they're just going down and down the rabbit hole, hoping that it's going to succeed, and then a year, bit later, you know, it's going to go bust, and then you're £150,000 in debt. You know, that's quite a weight on your shoulders to then come back. So what you get here is you spend $20, which is £12.50. Then you get the complete business, the complete training, and then you can use other people's money to buy the items and then ship it to somebody who's already bought the item. So really, really low overheads. All you need is a computer and an internet connection, and you're off. You know, it's as simple as that. So it's.
Listening to you talking there, Steve, I'm not quite sure why Rick's here, to be honest. It's pointless in being here tonight. I expect he'll say something eventually. Hello, Rick.
Yeah, well, I can contribute whenever you guys want me to. I normally just here to make people feel better about, you know, how much money they've lost online. But no, I'll share my story whenever. It's fine. Get a few tears out of the crowd, you know.
Oh no, I'll go and get my hanky. Yeah, just listening to you there, what you were saying, Steve, about this business, and I think one of the advantages of it, one of the things that people find difficult in anything is obviously recruiting people and building teams. Difficult to do because you're generally trying to sell something that somebody doesn't really want in the first place, you know, or they might want it, but you know they're generally getting it from somewhere else as a rule, and you've got to go in there and persuade them to do it. With this, I'm going to try and explain this a little bit. Really, it's retail business. Okay, now retail business, we can sell anybody anything, absolutely anything. If it's not on the internet, we can sell it to them. We live in a capitalist country. We are born and bred on capitalism. Not every country is the same as ours, believe it or not. You know, we're born and bred with it. We are taught to make money from a very early age. It's part of our training. I hate to say it, but generally we go to school, and we go to school to be educated, to get a job, to work from 9 till 5. You know, that's what an awful lot of people do to pay their taxes to our government, etc., and so on, which gives us a great country. Don't get me wrong. I still love this country. I get frustrated with it at times. I still think it's one of the best countries in the world because of the system we've got. But getting a bit intense there. But going back a little bit, from the recruiting side, if you wanted to build a team, because it relates to everybody, because it's a capitalist thing of being a retailer and opening a shop and selling a little bit of this and that, it's so easy to get other people involved in this. They're interested in it. It's in our blood. You know, they're interested in doing it because it's the shop sort of retail thing. And again, the other thing is, if you don't want to do that, of course, you just use the products and you make money that way. Go on eBay and Amazon and make some money that way. It's very clever, very cleverly structured.
Yeah, we had a comment there from Rosalie Kelly. She says she also started as a market trader as well. And then one from James, which I think you'll like this. He says, "I can't imagine Kevin as a Dell boy."
Well, let me tell you, the job before that was in Selfridges in Oxford. If anybody's seen the sign-up DVD, I'm actually outside the shop. The job way before that, when my early days, was inside Selfridges, and I'm sure people have seen this. And I worked on the jewellery counter, believe it or not. And I was one of those guys who used to have the microphone on here, and then I'd have my sets of jewellery, and we'd start off with, if you buy one, that's going to be, how much is that? £5. £5 for that one. You buy that for £5. Well, I'm not going to let you buy that. I'm going to give you this one as well. And it ended up with 12 gold-coated necklaces and bracelets and things for about 50p. And I loved it. It was great. Really good fun. And yeah, so something's in my blood, isn't it, for performing a little bit. I don't know.
You got to get the banter going, haven't you?
Yeah. So James, yeah, I can assure you, You know, many years ago, Del Boy and I had quite a lot in common. Only the things I sold worked.
Yeah. He just had a lot of stock.
Yeah.
Kept a lot of stock in that flat, didn't he? So going forward then with what DS Domination is going, you know, we've got people on here that are already involved with DS Domination. You know, there's a lot of things that are coming to the UK. You mentioned that, you know, listings integration is coming. So let's just touch on what these tools are for people that don't really know. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, Rick, do you want to join in? I mean,
Go on, Rick. We'll
paying,
give him a
guys,
bit.
we're paying Rick £25 an hour for this. Can you earn your money, please, Rick?
Yeah, well, I think I put my prices up actually. £25 an hour seems a bit low, but yeah, I'm going to hold my hands up. I'm not the perfect person to ask about listings integration, but you know, as far as automation is concerned, they keep adding. I say they, the founders of DS Domination, Hitesh, Kevin Hukawana, and Roger Langell. They keep adding things at the pro level, at the elite level. You know, these are different levels of the training: pro, elite, unleashed, monopoly, everything. They keep adding things at different levels, and I think we've brushed on this previously, but the value that you're getting for $20 is incredible, and they don't put the price up, but it's yeah, I mean, there's a lot of automation stuff, and I think all the automation stuff, as far as I remember, is in the pro level. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they keep adding this value. They keep making it as plug and play as possible for somebody to come in. And yes, there are people who've kind of got used to it for the last few months, and then they add something and they think, oh, you know, that there's something new. But they really are making it, and they're improving it all the time. And again, you've said previously, it's evolving as eBay, you know, brings out something different or a policy changes. You know, that's what you pay your $20 or your £12 a month for. The updates, they're trying to make it as simple as possible for anyone to get in there. And the listing integration is something I'm relatively techie. I mean, not amazingly, but I didn't realize that was even possible to sort of liaise with eBay to a point where they're allowing you to plug into their sort of back system, and it removes things when things are, you know, possibly going to go out of stock, or they're low or something. They will actually, automation will stop your listing. It'll take things off, so you won't have to explain to a customer that you're out of stock, or, you know, that's the idea anyway. Yeah, I mean, how have you found that, Kevin, yourself? I know Shelley does fair few listings.
Yeah, no, we're brilliant. We understand it quite well, Rick, because we've done the training.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I need to re-watch the new videos, because there are new videos now. So
yeah, what listing integration is going to do for you? Basically, it will track your item in eBay. You'll list it on eBay, and obviously you've taken it off of you've got it. It's in Amazon. Okay, the product's in Amazon. You've listed it on eBay. If the price goes up or down in Amazon, it will automatically adjust the price for you where you've got it. If it goes out of stock, it will delist it. It'll take it off of your listing, will be taken down. So you won't have any more of going out of stock. So your prices will adjust accordingly. Obviously, it's all done through coding and that sort of thing. So that's the basics of it. I don't understand anything more technical than that. With supremacy, again, studying that and trying to understand it. Supremacy is something people pay for. We should make that clear. When you go into Amazon and you find a product that you're going to list through the systems that you're taught, everybody's been into Amazon and they see on the bottom it says the person who brought this was also looked at X, Y, Z, and P, whatever that may be. Okay. Now this is what I think. I'm not Hitesh, so I don't know. And I think what Hitesh is, he's worked out the coding so that when you've got a product you're listing, those other items, it will identify them for you. It automatically identifies what those items are. So if somebody buys a kettle, it will look at it and go, right, the person who bought this kettle, green kettle, also bought a green toaster, you know, and a green bin perhaps for their kitchen or whatever. They all tend to match in together. The coding will identify what other products that person might be interested in, and through automation in the system, that customer will receive messages from you effectively saying, you brought that green toaster, would you be interested in this green kettle, this green bin, whatever, you know? It'll actually automatically send it to people, and effectively the DS domination system, providing you've got supremacy and you can kind of understand why it's a charge for product now, will sell products for you. On previous sales of things you've made, it will automatically sell products for you. You know, so it's a money machine once you get the first sales under your belt. Pure genius, really. But you know, it's still early days. We're not. You know, at the end of the day, we're talking to people about £12 a month. I think if everything was fully operational and 100% absolutely perfect, it would be £500 a month. You know, you've got to make allowances. You're paying for what you get effectively, which is a very, very clever system. But the guys are still working on stuff. That's not to say it doesn't work. I should make that clear. Those are new things that are coming.
Yeah. So I don't know whether.
Also, knowing the guys, they won't put that price up. You know, when these new things are fully operational, you're not going to suddenly. I just thought this. You're not suddenly going to find we've started off at £12.30 a month. Oh look, they've just put the price up to £50 because all these things are operational. That's not how these guys work. It will stay at $20.
Yeah, I fully agree. You know, they do provide a huge amount of value and resources, and you know, if you invest in their program, they're going to do their damnedest to make sure that you're making money with it. You know, that's just the way they are. We've all, you know, had interactions with them, and they really do over deliver. If you look at any of the trainings that Roger does or Kevin does, it's really, you know, it's really good stuff, and you come away thinking, wow, I've learned something new from that. And like you said, $20, it's ridiculously cheap. So again, if you're looking at this for the first time and you want you know, full information on DS domination, get in touch with anybody, or you know, get a link, get involved with us, and you'll just be, you know, blown away with the amount of value that you've got for your $20. You know, you can start this business today. We were at the event, we were talking to some people there, and saying, when did you get your fastest sale? You know, you've gone onto eBay, you've gone through the training, you've gone onto eBay, you've listed some items up there, and then when was your first sale? And I can't remember what the record was. Was it 4
hours?
Minutes.
4 minutes?
4 minutes.
Okay.
That was Kelly, wasn't it? Was it Kelly?
I think it was someone on her team.
Someone on a team. They sold a product within 4 minutes of listing it. Prior to that was 15, which was Colin Bevan. Colin held the record. Colin held the record for nearly a year.
I'm way behind. I thought Obi was doing well with 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
4 minutes, and I think we had, you know, we have people list items, and then, you know, you see all the stories in the groups. Oh, listed an item, and then it's sold, and then it's sold again and again and again, and they sold 4 items. I saw that just the other day. Somebody sold 4 items back to back, just because they put this listing up, and somebody wanted it. So it's incredible, you know, the stories of success that we've got, and it's. You know, like at the event, we had people there that were very young, and then we have people that are, I won't say very old, but older generation, you know, and they're still doing exactly the same thing, and getting their heads around what happens with DS domination, and they're making money with it. So if you just want to top up your pension, or if you want to pay for your, you know, teenagers' insurance, then DS domination can fill that gap for you. So whatever you need to do, there's everything for you here. I just want to touch on, you know, there's certain things that we had a training. I don't know whether you're aware of this, Rick, but we had a training at the event, and it was by Neil Spare, and he went into goals and setting goals. So this is a big personal development thing. You know, it's the first thing you need to do in any business. You need a goal, something to aim for. So if you're in DS domination, maybe, you know, your first goal is, right, I'm going to go through the training. Then your second goal is to, right, I'm going to, you know, get some listings up. I'm going to get 3 listings up tonight before I go to bed. And then, you know, just build on these little small successes. And it really, it's a compound effect. You know, it's the slight edge principle of just little bits all the way through the day. And then after 30 days, you are making progress in your business. I think we've got an introduction, have we, Kevin?
Yeah, this is Mason. 2 weeks old tomorrow. Is that right, Shelley? Come here. All right, she's not coming in. He's 2 weeks old tomorrow, and for his 2-week-old birthday, we're going to open an eBay account for him tomorrow.
Oh, that's so nice. He's such a good parent.
Yeah, just put him to work young, Steve. Come on.
Yeah. I
He's
think he
24.
might be a little bit too young.
Me too. So you're going to get an eBay account tomorrow for your second birthday, 2 weeks old. So I actually think he'll probably understand it better than Rick does.
Yeah, I should think that's probably right, actually. Yeah, she sell baby grows and things like that. They sell very well. Bottles, all that stuff.
I'm really cruel to you, Rick. I do apologise. I'm sorry. I'm starting to feel guilty now.
Fine. I don't find it cruel. It's rather quite accurate, to be honest. You know where my strengths are. It's not really on the eBay side.
There we go. So
well, we can't just look at babies all night. You know, this is serious. This is serious stuff here. Neil Spare says, "Don't you dare mention age." So I don't know. I didn't even say which end of that spectrum you were on, Neil. You know, so I wouldn't even go there. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth my job, is it? So. If you are, let's just touch on, right, you're involved with DS Domination, make sure you're connected with the Facebook groups. If you're not involved with DS Domination, get in touch, get somebody's link, get started up, start your business going. We haven't even mentioned this, but Christmas time is just around the corner. This is the time that the shops are starting to put things into their shop windows, you know, for Christmas displays. They're getting all the product into their stores. So guess what you need to be doing? You need to be listing all this stuff in your stores on eBay and on Amazon. Do it correctly and you can make a lot of money. And I heard somebody say you make 4 or 5 times what you'd normally make. Is that about right? During the Christmas period? Yeah.
Shelley, we joined on November 23rd, something like that, last year. And Shelley, I mean, literally just picked up the baton, so was just learning it. And we only really had the 3 weeks leading up to Christmas, but she made £800 in those 3 weeks leading up to Christmas. And then if we'd have got in 2 months earlier, so round about now, and been able to get the shop filled up, who knows what we would have made, or what she would have made. Her money's her money. I'm only allowed to look at it.
No, that's it. So it's a really important time, isn't it? So don't hang around getting started, because this is the time to get started. Get prepared. Get through the training as fast as possible. Understand the training as fluidly as possible, and get them listings up in your shop, because it's going to pay dividends, you know, over the coming few months. Christmas time is boom time. You know, because everybody's sat at home and they want easy. You know, they're out to work or they're out, you know, doing their busy thing. They get home, they've got 10 minutes. Right, okay, I'll buy the wife this, or I'll get the kids this. Done. You know, is that just blokes? Yeah, I think it is. Just men.
There's a statistic out there somewhere, and I tried to quote it on Saturday. I can't remember it accurately. I said on Saturday that the 2 weeks after Christmas are when more money is spent on eBay than at any other time of the year. But I actually think, I'm trying to remember now, I actually think it's Christmas Day and Boxing Day, there or thereabouts. That's when more money is spent on eBay than at any other time of the year. I know Christmas Day is spend time with families, but around that period, there's a lot of people go online spending money because they've done their Christmas bit, they've had their dinner, and sit down and done the family bit, and they go online and start spending their presents and that sort of thing. It's a lot of money spent actually around Christmas itself. It's out there. If people Google it, when is most money spent on eBay, you'll probably find something like that will come up. If you don't, if it doesn't, my name's Rick Hignett.
Kevin, I think you might want to just go and get your tissues a second, because I'm going to jump on my soapbox in a second and just explain why the hell I'm on here, because there's going to be a few people who've never come across me before, and I know we've got a few sort of people either on here now or going to be watching in a second, later on. Guys, if you're looking at DS domination, you are literally kind of on the fence. Yeah. Okay. So this is where I get everybody in tears. If you're honestly looking at DS domination for the first time, and you've been involved in other things, okay, I know where you're coming from because of my experiences. I'm certainly no guru, I'm certainly no massive leader in the UK, but what I have had is a long period of time, 7 years prior to joining a couple of things more recently, of massive failure, basically. And I suppose I do shout out about it now, not really it's quite embarrassing, but I've lost stupid amounts of money online, hopping from one thing to another, and he putting me off now, going. Yeah, basically, this whole shiny object syndrome thing. Many of you who've been looking to earn money online and been involved in other things will know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, you'll be looking at something and you'll think something's going to work for you, and you're kind of pretty desperate for it to work, and then you see something else out in the corner of your eye that think you might be better, or it might benefit your existing business, so you sort of split your focus on that, and this can snowball into. I had 12 online businesses trying to go at one time, which is ridiculous because I was failing in all 12 of them. Okay, so if you're looking at DS domination as something else that might work, I urge you to stop and actually focus and see if this really will work for you, because it can genuinely work for anyone. Okay, it's not ideal for everyone, but it can work for anyone. So spend a bit more time looking at this, do more due diligence than you would normally do, okay, and don't hop away from it and come to some conclusion too quickly, because this business, after 7 years of failure, is the best thing I have ever seen for making, if I can say, a quick buck. I mean, it sounds a bit kind of get rich quick type thing, but for the sake of £12 to join, you can make that money back very, very quickly if you apply the training. Okay, so I'll step down at my soapbox now and just, guys, please look at this more seriously if you're looking at it for the first time. That's me done.
That's awesome. Well, I think we're gonna round up on them final words, Rick.
Cool.
Thank you very much. I did get a hashtag for you, Kevin, and it was #supercute. I think they were referring to the baby and not you. Yeah, it's everything you said there, Rick. Take a good look at it. I had somebody say, well, I've looked around all over the internet and found nothing negative about it. This person is connected with the police, and they had to be sure of what they were getting into, and they really couldn't find anything wrong with DS domination. It's a good, legit business that is making a lot of people a lot of money, and maybe you can be the next one involved and make your own money. So I titled this "Learn to Sell on eBay and Make Christmas Money Now." And this is what is the reality. Get involved today. You can start earning money tomorrow, and you'll have a whale of a time at Christmas. So with that, get in touch with us. Leave us a comment before you leave the chat box. Tell us how it went. If you've got any questions or any more information, leave it in the chat box below. Go on, Kevin.
Yeah, just if anybody hops on tonight, decides to join, every Tuesday, so we basically do this on a Wednesday, it gives you a week to do the training and absorb it. Every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, there's a Getting Started Hangout, the Google Hangout on here, and these are guys who will give you lots of tips and advice and show you what to put into practice. It's the Getting Started training, basically. So if you hop on tonight, get the training done, be back on again for Tuesday with the Getting Started guys, and we're there to help you get started. That's all, Steve.
Lovely. And I just saw Rachel Hall saying, love it, Kevin Wilkes. Don't know what she loves, but it's all delayed comments, so we get like feedback at odd times on the chat box, so we have to just appreciate everything that you say to us. So yeah, we'll see you next time on the Hangout, and get involved in the groups, and we will interact with you very soon. Bye bye for now.
Thank you.